नमस्कार बच्चों, वेलकम टू योर साइंस क्लास. In this video lesson, we will discuss the chapter 11 force and pressure of class 8 science book. Okay, and the topics covered in this video lesson are types of forces, that is contact forces and non-contact forces, then concept of pressure and atmospheric pressure. These topics will be covered in this video lesson. So first of all, types of forces. The definition of forces, the effect of forces were earlier discussed in the previous part of this video. Now in this video lesson, we will see these types of forces. So there are mainly two types of forces. All the forces we can categorize them into two types. One is contact forces and second is non-contact forces. So let's see what are contact forces. As the name suggests, contact forces are forces exerted by one object on another when they are in contact with each other. Okay, so contact forces only come into play when two bodies come in the contact of each other. Contact forces are of two types. The examples of contact forces are muscular force and force of friction. We will discuss this later. Now, non-contact forces means such kind of forces they do not need of contact. They can be applied from some far away place. So, non-contact forces are forces exerted by one object on another without any contact with each other. Non-contact forces are of three types. They are magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. Let's see one by one. Now see these situations. You are riding a bicycle or this man is just riding on this cart and the horse is pulling this cart. This athlete is running and jumping over. Do you understand what kind of event is this? This is hurdle race, no? So this athlete is jumping and running and this camel is pulling this camel cart. All these examples in the pictures you see, the force generated in all these example is the force generated by the muscles of the living body, whether the athlete, whether the human or the animal. So let's see what is muscular force. Muscular force is the force exerted by the muscles of our body, muscles of the body of human being or the animals. We use muscular force for our various activities. Animals like bullocks, horses, camels, donkey, elephants also use muscular forces to perform various tasks. Actually, the animals can do their work by only with the help of muscular force. So force generated by the body, exerted by the body, the muscles of the body is called muscular force. And you see, muscular force can only be applied when the body comes in the contact of another thing. Okay, when you want to write, you hold the pen and you rub the pen over the paper. This is the example of muscular force, and you are able to write only, you are able to move the pen when you hold that pen, when you touch the pen. So muscular force always come into play when two bodies come in the contact. That's why it is a contact force. The another contact force is force of friction. Okay, you know the moving ball stops after some time rolling over the ground, it stops after some times. When you ride a bicycle and when you stop paddling the bicycle after some times, the bicycle gets stopped. Do you know what is the reason? Okay, because there exists a force between the two surfaces. There exists the force between this ball and the ground surface, as well as the tires of this bicycle and the ground surface. This force is the force of friction. Okay, if you rub your hands for some time, then you will feel that your palms become hot. So this heat came from the force of friction, and this force of friction come into play only when the two bodies are in contact with each other. Let's see. Force of friction is the force which opposes the motion of an object over a surface. Okay, this force of friction, it always opposes the motion. For example, a ball rolling on ground gradually slows down and comes to rest due to force of friction. In the same way, if we stop pedaling a bicycle, it gradually slows down and comes to a stop due to force of friction. Okay, so force of friction, it is also a contact force. Now remember a magnet. About a magnet, magnet can attract the iron nails from the distance. Okay, so what do you see and what do you think? This magnetic force which is exerted by the magnet is contact force or non-contact force? It comes into play, it needs contact for come into the play, or it can be exerted from some distance from the object. Yes, you guess rightly. So let's see what is magnetic force. Magnetic force is the force exerted by the magnets. For example, force of attraction and repulsion between two magnets, force exerted by a magnet on a piece of iron or steel. You know that these steel nails can be attracted towards this magnet from some distance. So this magnetic force, it does not need any contact to be applied. That's why it is a non-contact force, क्योंकि ये force दूर से ही attract या repel कर सकता है, दूर से ही push या pull कर सकता है. Okay, and you also know that the opposite poles, the unlike poles attract each other and the like poles repel each other. Okay, so magnetic force is a non-contact force. In the same way, electrostatic force. Let's see what electrostatic force is. Electrostatic force is the force exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body. Okay, just remind, you have done this activity when you rub a comb with your dry hairs, then that comb is able to pull the pieces of papers on the placed on the table. So what kind of force is applied by the dry comb? Due to rubbing over the dry hairs, the comb develops some charges and now the comb becomes charged, so it bears the electrostatic force. The force exerted by the charged body is called electrostatic force. For example, a plastic straw charged by rubbing with paper attracts a suspended plastic straw. एक स्ट्रा को अगर इस तरह से सस्पेंड कर दिया जाए, लटका दिया जाए विद द थ्रेड, एंड इफ straw rubbed with the if the another straw which is being rubbed with the paper, so it can attract that suspended straw. So this is the example of electrostatic force. Okay, and if both the straws are being rubbed with the same paper, then they both generate same charges, and same charges, like the same poles of the magnet, same charges also repel each other. Okay, and electrostatic force can be applied by the distance. That's why it is also a non-contact force. Okay, third type of non-contact force is the gravitational force. And you observe every day in many activities this impact of gravitational force. You see here, everything you throw upward, after some time it comes to the surface of earth. And what is causing this attraction towards the earth? These leaves, after falling from the detaching from the trees, they fall on the surface of earth. These raindrops, this snowfall, all these, they come over the surface of earth. They do not move away from the earth. Water is also always flow from some heights to the lower altitudes. ओके, वाटर भी जो है वो ऊपर से नीचे की ओर बहता है. सो ऑल दीज एग्जाम्पल्स, द पैराशूट, एवरीथिंग विच इज in the air, it ultimately it's come to the earth's surface. That means there is something, some kind of force is there by which is exerted by the earth, which is pulling everything towards the earth, and this force is gravitational force. So gravitational force is the force exerted by the earth on all objects. It pulls all objects towards the earth, and you see that the falling leaves, they are being attracted towards the earth from the distance. Okay, so this gravitational force is also a type of non-contact force because it can be exerted by the distance, from the distance. A coin or pen falls down when it slips off your hand. आपके हाथ से कोई चीज़ छूट जाती है, it falls down. इतनी दूर से भी, even on the space also, दूर से भी gravitational force exert हो जाता है. That's why it is non-contact force. A ball thrown upward falls down. Leaves and fruits fall to the ground when they get detached from the plant. Water in rivers flow always downward direction. Okay, all these situations, they are due to the existence of gravitational force, which is a type of non-contact force. Now, the magnitude of force is responsible for creating a change, but with that, one more thing is responsible. How the change and how much change is created is in how much area the force is applied. So the amount of force के साथ साथ कितने एरिया पर वो फोर्स अप्लाई हो रहा है, यह भी जो इफेक्ट क्रिएट होगा उसको प्रभावित करता है ना. कोई फोर्स, आप किसी बॉडी पर बहुत ज़्यादा फोर्स अप्लाई कर रहे हैं लेकिन वो बहुत ज़्यादा एरिया पर डिवाइड हो रहा है, तो अल्टीमेटली तो एक छोटे एरिया पर तो उसका असर कम ही होगा. ऑन कॉन्ट्रेरी, इसके अपोजिट अगर देखा जाए कि आपने चाहे थोड़ा कम फोर्स लगाया लेकिन वो कम एरिया पर लगाया तो उसका असर ज़्यादा होगा. थिंक ऑफ अ नेल. अगर आप एक थंबपिन से, अगर आप एक बोर्ड में अगर थंबपिन को आप पुश करते हैं तो थंबपिन का जो नैरो एंड है, ड्यू टू दैट नैरो एंड यू कैन पुश दैट थंबपिन इनटू द बोर्ड बिकॉज इट इज़ अ नैरो एंड. तो आपका जो फोर्स आप अप्लाई कर रहे हैं वो एक बहुत थोड़े से एंड पर लगता है, तो प्रेशर ज़्यादा, तो इस स्थिति में क्या होगा, उसका असर ज़्यादा होगा. दैट थंबपिन गेट्स इनटू द बोर्ड. सो सम अनदर क्वांटिटी इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड विद द फोर्स एंड विच इज ऑल्सो related with the area of contact also, and this quantity is pressure. Okay, so pressure determines the effect of force. So let's see what the pressure is. So how we can define pressure? Pressure is the force acting on unit area of a surface. किसी पर्टिकुलर यूनिट एरिया पर कितना फोर्स अप्लाई किया जा रहा है, दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रेशर. ओके, and its mathematical formula is very simple. This pressure is equal to force divided by area. अब इस फॉर्मूला को देखकर आप समझ सकते हो that the impact of force, this pressure, it depends on not only the magnitude of force but on the surface area also. मतलब अगर एक ही फोर्स कम एरिया पर अगर सेम फोर्स अप्लाई होगा तो उसका प्रेशर ज़्यादा क्रिएट होगा. इट विल क्रिएट मोर इम्पैक्ट. इफ द एरिया इज स्मॉलर द प्रेशर इज मोर on the surface of the same force. Okay, this area आप देख रहे हैं, एरिया डिनोमिनेटर में है, that's why area is inversely proportional to the pressure. if same force के लिए एरिया इंक्रीज हो जाएगा तो प्रेशर का अमाउंट कम हो जाएगा. इसको आप इन सिचुएशन से और आसानी से समझ सकते हैं. It is easier to push a nail into a wooden plank by its pointed end than its head because the pressure is more. You see the example of nail. We are able to prick the nail inside a wall due to presence of this pointed end. We cannot prick it with this broad end. Why? Because this pointed end lowers the area of contact. So how much pressure, how much force we apply over here, it is distributed on this small area, so the pressure is more, and due to this pressure the nail is able to prick inside the wall. In the same way you have seen all the cutting tools, they are sharpened. जितने भी cutting tools हैं वो सभी शार्प किए होते हैं. डू यू नो वॉट इज द रीज़न? टू क्रिएट मोर प्रेशर आउट ऑफ लेस फोर्स. सो वन एंड ऑफ दिस नाइफ्स it is sharpened so that its surface area is less. So whenever you push that knife to cut the vegetable, due to this less surface area, less area of contact, the force is divided over a small surface. That's why it creates more pressure and you are able to cut the vegetable. When these cutting tools become blunt, then you have to apply more force. Okay, that's why every cutting tools, they are sharpened. Just think the very good example of your bag. You have observed that the strips of your bag is broad and padded. Okay, and think of a situation when the bag having the narrow strips, then what will happen? All the weight of the things, your notebooks and books placed inside this bag, they create a force over your shoulder, and that force is transferred over this strip. And if the strip is narrow, then the force of this weight of all these things, force created due to the weight of the bag, it will be divided over the narrow area. And if narrow area will be there, if you are having the narrow strips, then the pressure will be more and you will get tired, your shoulders will pain. Okay, that's why the strips of your bag are broad strips. These broad strips, it increases the surface area of this force, so the force is divided in more area, so the pressure becomes less. Due to increase in area, pressure becomes less. That's why you can hold that bag easily, comfortably. One more example you also have seen, the loaders, the coolie on the platform, they, while they carry the suitcases over their heads, they place a cloth below the suitcase, between their head and the suitcase, okay, to increase the area of contact. In this way, they divides the weight of that suitcase over a large area of contact. That's why they feel less pressure and they are able to carry it comfortably. Got it? Now the pressure is also exerted by these liquids and gases on their walls of the containers. Liquids placed in the container, the particles of liquid always create pressure over the walls of the container, and it can easily be observed by this activity. Okay, let's see. Pressure exerted by liquids and gases. Liquids exert pressure on the walls of a container. Liquids exert pressure on the bottom of a container. It depends upon the height of the liquid column. Okay, in a tube of glass, if you place a balloon at the bottom and you fill the water, some quantity of water, then you see that this balloon is inflated, the shape of balloon increases. You see, like this. Why it happened? It suggests that this liquid is creating some pressure over this bottom, and this amount of this pressure depends over the height of this water column. More water you fill here, then the size of balloon increases. Okay, in the same way, if a bottle, some straw is placed on the side, some tube is placed on the side, and a balloon is fitted there, so the balloon also increases in size. That means what? The liquid not only applies pressure on the bottom, it also applies pressure on the walls at every point on the wall of its container. Okay, so liquids exert sideways pressure also. Liquids exert pressure on the bottom as well as on the side of the walls. Liquids exert equal pressure at the same height. This is also a remarkable thing, that in this water column or the column of any liquid, what happens? At same height the pressure is same, and it can be demonstrated by pricking some holes on the same height in a water filled bottle. Do it and just experience it. In a bottle filled with water, these holes are created on the same height, so it will be observed that the same size of holes, the same amount of water is going out of the holes. The pressure of this water is equal. The water goes to the equal distance if the holes are pricked on the equal height. That suggests that on equal heights the pressure of liquid is same. So pressure of liquid on the side walls depend on the height of that liquid. If there are 2 points, one hole is here and another hole is here as in the picture given. Okay, so more pressure will be created on this hole, more pressure will be there, and here at the height less pressure will be here. Okay, so pressure created by the liquids on the side walls of the container depends on the height of that liquid. In the same way, these gases also exert pressure on the walls of the container. because the particles of gases, they always in a random motion and they always pushes the walls. So gases exert pressure on the walls of container, and it can easily be demonstrated by when you pump the air inside your bicycle tube. Whenever you fill the air, you pump the air, that amount of air is distributed all over the tube, in the balloon also. Okay, that means this activity suggests that gases also creates pressure over the walls of their containers. Now if we say that the gases exert pressure, and you know that atmosphere contains many gases, this air is a mixture of gases. So what do you think, air also creates pressure? Yes, and the pressure created by air is called atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is the pressure of air around us. Atmospheric pressure is due to the weight of air. The weight of an air column of the height of the atmosphere and area 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter is as large as 1000 किलोग्राम. ओके, सो हमारे ऊपर हमारा हेड जो है 10 सेंटीमीटर बाय 10 सेंटीमीटर अगर मान लिया जाए, तो ओवर आवर हेड वी कैरी द वेट ऑफ दिस मच 1000 किलोग्राम. ओके, बट वी डू नॉट फील दिस वेट because our body also contain many types of fluids and air is also present in our body also. So the equal amount of pressure is also present in inside our body. So the pressure inside our body and outside our body is equal. That's why we do not observe the pressure, the weight over our head. And as scientist Otto von Guericke, in many years before, he has shown the power of atmospheric pressure by creating the suction between the two hemispheres of the iron. So when with the help of suction pump, he created the vacuum inside, some partial vacuum inside the hemispheres. Then it joined and many horses were used to separate both the hemispheres. Okay, so this is the power of atmospheric pressure. So the air present around us, it also creates pressure, and it can be felt when some mountaineers go on the high hills. So sometimes they suffer the nose bleeding because in plains the proper air pressure is there, so our fluid remains there. But as the height increases, air pressure becomes less. So due to this low pressure outside the body, some people they suffer nose bleeding on the hilly areas. Okay, so this is all about this chapter, force and pressure. Okay, thank you for watching.